They said, what's better? They said, what's better? He goes, USMCA. Well, that's the deal that Trump made. Oh, it is? That's a great deal we made. We took the horrible NAFTA deal. We got rid of NAFTA. We got rid of TPP. We got rid of that terrible, terrible South Korea deal, which Hillary Clinton said will produce 250,000 jobs. She said, this will produce 200. She made it. Hillary, crooked Hillary. She made it. No way. She said it's going to produce 250,000 jobs, and she was 100% right. It produced 250,000 jobs for South Korea, not for us. South Korea did very well with that deal, but I changed that deal a lot. That's now a good deal. Earlier this year, I kept my promise to American workers when we ended the NAFTA nightmare and signed the brand new USMCA, Mexico-Canada agreement into law. You're not going to see companies leaving for Mexico very much anymore. They're not going to be leaving your community, going to Mexico, making a product, selling the product back in, not being taxed at the border. It doesn't work that way anymore. It's probably the biggest reason I ran for president, if you want to know that. And these endless, and these stupid endless wars. I saved the United, but that's one of the reasons Washington doesn't like me. They love those endless wars. You got to ask them why. Do you ever watch where they're very critical of me? We don't like him on foreign policy. Really? Look what I've done. Look what I've done. Israel, we're signing deals all over the place. These guys that are lecturing all the time, they don't have a clue. They're clueless. They're clueless. That's why for 40 years you got nothing except blood in the sand. That's all you got. Blood in the sand. I saved the U.S. auto industry by withdrawing from last administration's job-killing Trans-Pacific Partnership. I took the toughest ever action to stand up to China's rampant theft of American jobs. They don't like me too much. Joe Biden's agenda is made in China. My agenda is made in the USA. For the last 4 years, I've been delivering for our incredible Hispanic. I love the Hispanic community. Oh, there was a poll today. Did you see it? Did you see the poll? Oh, this was a biggie. They had a poll today that with the Hispanic voter, they call them Latino, Hispanic. They use different terms. To me, I just love the people. I don't care. But let me just, did you see it? Trump is leading Biden with the Hispanic voter. Trump is leading Biden. Hispanics like tough people. They like people that are going to produce jobs. They like, and by the way, the Hispanics understand the border better than anybody else. They're better than anybody else. No, but we're being, you know, it's unusual that a Republican would be leading a Democrat. Not for it's habit. You know what the problem is? Habit. But the Hispanics get it. And we're leading it with the Hispanic community. And that's because you had the lowest job numbers in the history of our country. You had the best home ownership. Every statistic was the best. And now we're doing it again, except we're doing it very rapidly. Remember, 8.4%? We could have been at 44% if stupid people ran it. 8.4%. I'm fighting for school choice, safe neighborhoods, low taxes, and regulations on Hispanic-owned small businesses. We're fighting. You know, the Hispanic-owned small businesses, they're great business people. I know it from being in business. They were very tough. They were great business people, and they get it. They get it like very few people get it. I'm also standing up for religious liberty. Joe Biden would be... So Joe Biden would be a disaster for all communities, not just the Hispanic community. He's pledged to wage attacks on Catholic organizations like the Little Sisters of the Poor that we're helping, and we're winning with them. We're helping them. They got hit so hard by Biden. They got hit so hard. I remember them in the Supreme Court. The Little Sisters of the Poor. They get hit by Biden, and then he says how wonderful. He's such a wonderful person. He supports taxpayer-funded extreme late-term abortion. And I mean ninth month. And he'd allow violent mobs to burn down your business, and he would hand your country over to the socialists. But I believe it's worse than socialists. I do. I think it's a step worse than socialists. And it starts with a C. That is why we're going to win a record share of the Hispanic vote in November. It's so important. Thank you. Thank you. It's so important. We're bringing it back very fast. I think next year, I believe, will be as good or better than the year we had last year. And unless somebody comes in and decides to quadruple your taxes, then I can't. Then all bets are off. But we're lowering taxes. He's raising taxes. We're going to have tremendous growth. Joe Biden's party continues to attack our incredible border agents. They're incredible people, more than half of whom happen to be Hispanic Americans. Did you know that? I know all of them. Jose, how you doing? Juan, how you doing? Every sixth time I'd say, hello, Jim, how are you? These extraordinary patriots deserve our admiration, gratitude, and respect, not Joe Biden's contempt. He's got contempt for these people that are so great and brave. That's a tough job. My administration's achieved the most secure border in American history. We ended the catch and release disaster. Remember, you catch somebody, what's your name? I don't know. What's your address? I don't know. Okay, go into our country. That's okay. You couldn't arrest anybody. We ended it, stopped asylum fraud, and we've deported over 20,000 gang members, including MS-13, and over 500,000 criminal illegal aliens. Now think about it. Think of that number. Think if you had 500,000 people spread throughout the country that were criminal illegal aliens. Some of these are very violent people, and we get them the hell out. We're stopping human trafficking, protecting the victims, most of whom are women. Human trafficking, because of the internet, that's a tremendously big and horrible business. These are the worst human beings of all. But most of the victims are women. Children to a much lesser extent, but women. And human traffickers. And you know what made it that way is the internet. Who would think? It almost sounds like an ancient crime. It's not. It's very modern because of the internet, because of the computer. And it's a horrible thing, and we've stopped so much of it. We have an incredible group of people that go after these animals. And we've built now over 320 miles of border wall and are adding 10 new miles a week. And the wall will very soon be finished. We've invested $2.5 trillion in the U.S. military. We've rebuilt our it was a depleted military. Now we have the newest, we have the best we've ever had. And launched the first new branch of the United States Armed Forces in nearly 75 years, the U.S. Space Force. And we did things that people said couldn't be done after 52 years. We passed VA choice and VA accountability. And 91% of our veterans now approve of their VA care. They think it's doing great. The fact is, I did more in 47 months as president than Joe Biden did in 47 years. I withdrew from last administration's disastrous Iran nuclear deal. We killed the founder and leader of ISIS, al-Baghdadi. We eliminated the world's #1 terrorist and mass murderer of American troops, Qasem Soleimani. He's dead. He's gone. Biden voted for the Iraq War. He opposed the mission to take out Osama bin Laden. He opposed killing Soleimani. He oversaw the rise of ISIS. And he cheered the rise of China as a very positive development. Oh, really? Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Not too positive. Joe Biden has been on the wrong side of history for 47 years. In fact, the Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense said about him, he's never called it right. He never called it right. If we had listened to Joe, hundreds of thousands more Americans would right now have died. When the virus arrived, we launched the largest national mobilization since World War II. You know that, especially with ventilators and equipment and masks and shields. We're delivering life-saving therapies that have achieved among the lowest case fatality rates of any major country in the world. And you don't hear that from the fake news. Europe's excess mortality rate is 24% higher. And these are statistics that come from people that do this stuff, right? This is not done by my secretary. 24% higher than the United States, and despite their punitive lockdowns, they're once again seeing a spike. They're seeing a big spike in cases over there. They did the heavy lockdowns just like you're doing right here, and they're seeing a spike, and there's no reason for that. The United States has experienced the smallest contraction of any major Western nation. Think of that. And by far, the fastest recovery. And if they wrote about it properly, it would be a proper thing. It would be a proper thing to do. Through our historic relief programs, we've saved more than $500 billion Nevada cops and jobs and all of this, yet so many people going out. We've saved 42,000 Nevada businesses. Think of that. Biden would terminate this comeback. He wants to end it. He would terminate this comeback. He would put your families in danger. He will totally destroy Social Security. And in my opinion, if you look at what he's going to do to Medicare, they will destroy Social Security. They will. You called it. You know what you're talking about. Exactly right. He's going to massively raise your taxes, reimpose crippling federal regulations, destroy your Social Security, and destroy protections for pre-existing conditions. He's going to destroy that and decimate your 401ks and retirement savings and stocks. Your stocks are going to go down like you never saw anything go down before. He'll obliterate your Second Amendment. He'll give you, and he would give free, he wants to give free health care to illegal aliens. That'll bankrupt Medicare. He wants to give, well, you saw him raise his hand. Remember the debate where they're all standing there and he looked around. Who's going to give free health care to illegal aliens? And everyone's raising hands. He's going, oh. No, take a look. I'm not kidding. It's sad. It's pathetic. He would end our travel bans on jihadist regions and increase refugee admissions 700%, opening the floodgates to terror-afflicted nations. You understand that? He'll establish a national sanctuary city policy for criminal illegal aliens. He loves sanctuary cities, meaning the people that control him love sanctuary cities. Biden pledges to oppose school choice, and he has stated that if he is elected, charter schools are, quote, gone. They're gone. In the second term, and we've already started it very heavily, I will provide school choice to every parent in America. A vote for Republicans is a vote for safe communities, great jobs, and a limitless future for all Americans. Instead of letting Washington change us, despite all that we've been through, and we've been through more than any president has ever been through with these characters, and they're falling one after another, but you do notice that, I hope. One after another. Oh, I see, the phones have been wiped out. I wonder what that's all about, but that's a criminal thing you did. We are changing Washington. We are changing Washington. Never forget that they're coming after me because I am fighting for you, and it's true. Over the next 4 years, to conclude, we will make America into the manufacturing superpower of the world, and we will end our reliance on China once and for all. We will make our medical supplies right here in the United States. We will rapidly return to full employment, soaring economies, and a record prosperity even greater than last year. We will hire more police, increase penalties for assaults on law enforcement, surge federal prosecutors into high-crime communities, and ban sanctuary cities. Prosecutors, judges, justices, and we will believe in enforcing the law. We want law and order. We have to have it. We will ensure equal justice for citizens of every race, color, religion, and creed. We will defend the dignity of work and the sanctity of life. We will uphold religious liberty, free speech, and the right to keep and bear arms. We will strike down terrorists who threaten our citizens, and we will keep America out of endless foreign wars. And we are bringing our troops home as we speak tonight. We will maintain America's unrivaled military might, and we will ensure peace through strength. We will end surprise medical billing, require price transparency. It's already signed, starts on January 1st. I don't want anyone to, that was a big deal. I don't want Sleepy Joe to take care of, can you imagine? I'll be watching. Prices have dropped substantially all throughout the country because of prices. And I'm the one that got it done. And he'll say, what did I do? What did I do? How did this happen? And we'll further reduce health insurance premiums and the cost of prescription drugs. We just did favored nation. We're going to come down to the lowest price anywhere in the world because we did a favored nations clause. You know what that is? The drug companies don't exactly like me too much. They're spending millions of dollars on negative commercials. Please understand, when you see those commercials, it means your drug prices are coming down. We will strongly protect Medicaid and Social Security, which they will give up, and we will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. And America will land the first woman on the moon, and the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars. We will stop the radical indoctrination of our students and restore patriotic education. And we will teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always respect our great American flag. And we will live by the timeless words of our national motto, "In God We Trust." For years you had a president who apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America and standing up for the people of Nevada. So very importantly, get your friends, get your family, get your neighbors, get your co-workers, and get out and vote on November 3rd. From Carson City to Elko, from Las Vegas to Reno, and from Clark County to right here in Douglas County, we stand on the shoulders of red-blooded American patriots who poured out their heart, sweat, and soul to secure our liberty. They want to secure our liberty, think of it, and defend our freedom. Nevada was founded by pioneers and prospectors, miners and cowboys, innovators and trailblazers, tough people, great people, who tamed the frontier, raised up the mighty Hoover Dam, lit up the brilliant lights of the Vegas Strip, and transformed a sprawling desert into a shining oasis. So true. Our American ancestors made this into the greatest nation ever to exist on the face of the earth, and we are making it greater than it ever has been. We are making it greater than ever before. We are making it greater than it's ever been. Proud citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back our country. We are returning power to you, the American people. With your help, your devotion, and your drive, we are going to keep on working, we are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning, winning, winning. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of Nevada, we will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again.
false claim, but made a demand to his opponent, Democratic opponent Joe Biden, to basically put a list together of Supreme Court appointees that he might appoint to the court. After that, he also talked about proposing a school choice policy initiative